They're on horses.
Speaking of Star Wars, did you see the recent press leak for it?
No, I haven't followed any press news. I don't bother with that.
Because there was a major plot leak for it. Are you interested in knowing, or do you want me to keep quiet?
Yeah, might as well. It doesn't matter, because again, stuff can easily change.
Yep. Well, okay, so the plot leak is not confirmed, because obviously, you know, nobody wants to confirm or deny. But supposedly the plot of Rise of Skywalker has a couple of major points. One is that we will finally, after 2 films, see the Knights of Ren.
Damn it.
As they will have returned from their journey appointed to them by Kylo or Snoke, I can't remember which, of seeking a piece of the armor of Darth Vader.
Okay.
Specifically, there are a couple of rumors for it. One of them is that this has been an expanded universe, but I don't think it's been confirmed in canon stuff. In the castle on Mustafar for Darth Vader, he had a specific suit of armor that whenever he took down the Emperor, he was going to change his armor too. And it wasn't as painful as the armor that he was in. So a lot of people are speculating that, but the bigger speculation is Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Oh, cool.
That would be an interesting take, wouldn't it? Of having both of Anakin's lightsabers at one point.
Although that wouldn't make much more sense considering that was on the Death Star. And before anybody points out, yeah, but Luke's lightsaber from Bespin was recovered, fine, but...
Well, funniest thing you should mention. Mm-hmm. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so the Knights of Ren are going to be there. The other part of this is that we're going to find out that the connection to Palpatine involves not only the Skywalker lineage, but also Ren and Kylo to a great extent. In fact, there's speculation that he basically is, or like, however he shows up, he's the bigger threat in this movie than First Order versus Resistance.
Right.
And the better one, and this one I believe is true, just given what we've actually been shown, and you brought this up, the final showdown of this movie will be done in the ruins of the first Death Star on Yavin 4.
Okay.
So supposedly this is where a lot of the Darth Vader lightsaber talk gets in, is because maybe it's still in the wreckage.
Except it was he lost his lightsaber aboard the second Death Star. So wouldn't it be the Death Star above the moon of Endor?
I don't know. I'd like at this point, like, I could understand if somebody picked it up and it ended up there, but yeah, it's a weird deal. But I mean, we technically have seen this and it's confirmed. In the trailers, we do see remains of a Death Star out in the ocean. And so if that's Yavin 4, I'm just going to be honest, that's actually a much more exciting concept to me than Endor. Just because Yavin has so much significance in Star Wars when it comes to the Force.
Can't you climb over the mounts?
I want to get my horse through. That's the problem. I forgot to stasis it.
So if it's Yavin 4, I'm even more excited. But I would please say this. Please go to the Masazi Temple. You know, the place where the rebels hid it out. Because that's a very prominent place in Force lore. So much so that if you follow the expanded canon, that's where Luke went to train his new Jedi Order at the beginning, because of the power of the Force that resided there. So, you know, if you're going to do that, please visit the Masazi Temple. There's so much good lore there. That's just my one thing, my one request. But yeah, those are the main deals, the main leaks out of it. Do you believe, disbelieve? What's your take, Alex?
It does sound highly plausible, but again, it's hard to put much stake in rumors or leaks because scripts get changed constantly when they're in production and when they're on a set. Even when they're locked down, there's nothing to say that this will indeed be the absolute final we're gonna see.
I will be honest, the lightsaber is a bit of a stretch, but Yavin 4, that makes sense. Because, look, when you're looking at the remains of a Death Star, there are two locations that come to mind. Endor and Yavin. Now, is it technically possible that that's Endor? Yeah, I mean, we don't know for certain that Endor doesn't have oceans. But Yavin, we know does. Like, we've seen the landscape of Yavin in who knows how many games at this point. It does have seeds. It's entirely possible also that Endor does too. The only one I don't buy online is, that could be the remains of Starkiller Base. Really? Really? Alex, do you want to take this one on how wrong that could be? It's the remains of Starkiller Base?
The Starkiller Base is a whole planet. So.
Uh-huh. And it didn't have similar architecture to the Death Star. It was very different. So I'm willing to buy either Endor or Yavin. One of the two. Preferably Yavin.
All right, guys, let's name this horse. What should we name it? What?
Dingus.
Dingus. Any other takers?
Bob.
Oh.
Jim Bob.
Bob. Jim Bob. Billy Billy.
That's what you should do. Jim Bob and then Jim Bob.
Oh, come on, guys. You could...
Dingleschnitz?
Poopenstein?
Poopy the Moose?
Fine. If you're not going to take this seriously...
I am taking it seriously!
What would you name your horse?
I don't know. That's why I'm suggesting.
Artex.
Artex? Oh. Then it should be like black, shouldn't it?
No. I think Artex was brown.
Alright.
It wasn't like Palomino like that.
Alright, then how do you spell that?
Artex.
Exactly as it sounds. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's be honest. This horse has earned it much more than Aggro has.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, okay, I know how horses work. Sup, Kaz?
Yeah.
How about a song?
Are you a bird?
No
No.
worries.
My name is Cass, a bard. Do you know what a bard is? I'm quite a spoony bard.
Ancient songs?
By the way, anybody who gets the reference of spoony bard out in the chat or out in the comment section, good for you.
My poor friends.
My poor lack of chin. He kind of doesn't have one.
I'm sure he does. Yeah, he's got one.
All right, I'll give you that. For a second, when you look at him up front, he looks like a me. Whoa, missing in action.
We got a cook.
You got a what?
I got a cook.
Wow, for a second there I heard something completely different.
What?
For some reason I heard I got a cock. I'd be like, I'm proud of you. Not sure what to say about that, but okay, I'm proud of you. So there you go, guys. That's the Star Wars news. Can we honestly say, like, are we excited for Rise of Skywalker, or are we still just very worried?
Well, I would kind of wonder the reasoning of why doing the final battle at the first Death Star location.
Because, you know, gotta appeal to those old crowds. Gotta appeal to the old gen Star Wars fans and say how sorry we are that you didn't like the prequels.
I don't even think they're doing that.
I mean, isn't that the whole reason they pretty much bent over backward? Not bent over backwards,
Well,
but it's like...
I mean, sometimes...
I'm not saying like because you're talking about like reception of Force Awakens and Last Jedi, right?
I'm just talking about the whole new trilogy in general, how much it pays lip service to the original trilogy. Well, you know, because it's like, you know, you have not Darth Vader, you have not Stormtroopers, you have legacy characters.
Well, I'm not saying for the sake of people.
Well, I'm kind of surprised they're even going down that road, because if you listen to anybody from Disney talking about it, now they say, like, the old trilogy sucks, so... Okay.
No, I'm just saying, not for the reason like, oh, well, we gotta appeal to people here because of whatever. I'm just saying, I mean, why at that place and not somewhere else, you know?
Why not at the... You're saying why not at the Death Star?
What? Well,
Because of what's happened there. It's entirely possible. I mean, like, we're talking again. Yavin 4 is
Yavin 4.
Like, to kind of bring additional lore into this, so that Alex will fall asleep because he doesn't like it when I do this. There are planets that have significant hotspots within the Force. So, for example, Dagobah is actually a hotspot for the dark side of the Force. That's why Yoda hid there, is because it was so prominent with dark side energy, nobody could sense it. And on top of that, he also could utilize some of the more natural elements of the Force there to enhance his training.
how did you know that?
Because he's read the expanded universe lore.
Expanded Universe has lots of that. And one that's prominent in the light side of the Force, or actually I think it's more neutral, is Yavin 4. It's just prominent in the Force. So at that point, you could do that. You could say that the Death Star there, because of the events that happened on it, now coupled with Yavin 4, could lend itself to be a very big Force hotspot. So you could do that.
What are these, like stuff from like books or something?
Mm-hmm.
And are they even canon?
Some of them are now, yes.
Who
If
goes
Grand
there?
Admiral Thrawn is now canon, which he is in Rebels, then you have to consider the stuff that's being said in the novels that pertain to Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, okay.
And one of those actually states some of this hotspot stuff. Another example, and these are more extreme examples, but this actually goes into the lore of the Old Republic. So Dagobah is a place saturated in the dark side of the Force. There is worse, however. Oh, and by the way, we speaking of the dark side of the Force, off in the distance.
I'm gonna eat you.
We have Palpatine's personal steed that occasionally screams out, "Unlimited power!"
When did Palpatine ride a camel?
Because of the lightning.
Yeah.
Come on, Palpatine loves his lightning. Can't necessarily deny that. So the extreme examples I could show, one of them is in the Clone Wars series. It got said wrong, but it's called Korriban. Korriban is a desert planet that is rich in the dark side of the Force because it is basically the establishing point of the Sith. So plenty of prominent Sith lords have been buried there, including Darth Bane, who created the Rule of Two.
Oh, look at this. Another memory.
In fact, go for it. I'll start spouting Star Wars lore after.
Do. We're on top. We're on fire. We're finding 2 memories in 1 playthrough.
I have to pee! Well, he did. Why are his shoulders so broad now?
Because he's a boy.
I'm just saying, isn't that an anime stereotype? That's when you know a girl has nosed a guy. It's like, oh my gosh, his shoulders are so broad now.
I don't know about that, noticing the shoulders, but you can see Zelda was kind of blushing, so
Yep.
that's definitely...
No, supposedly that is the moment where she fell in love.
Yeah.
So, there you go. But, so like I said, so Korriban, prominent place in the dark side. The opposing one is Tython, which is very prominent in the light side of the Force. It's where actually in the Old Republic, many of the Jedi councils actually held council there on Tython. And I'm sure some nerds are like, okay, well where does Tatooine sit? Neither.
Tatooine's just Tatooine.
There are planets that have that the Force exists on, but it's not prominent.
They're just neutral.
Coruscant is another one. Droman Kaas, I believe, is another one that are neutral in the Force. Or actually, no, Droman Kaas is a city. I don't remember the planet's name. But yeah, Coruscant not prominent in the Force, mainly because of its artificial nature now. I mean, if you want to bring up another planet, I could probably tell you.
I wouldn't know any.
Ord Mantell doesn't have any.
Mustafar.
Mustafar would be prominent in the dark side of the Force.
Figured it's
But
much.
part of that is because of Vader.
Yes.
So Endor actually I think is prominent in the light side. Or it leans light side. I might be wrong. Hoth is indifferent. But there you go. Like, yeah, there are planets that are steeped in a particular side of the Force. And it makes sense for them. Like, I actually like the idea of Dagobah being prominent in dark side just because it does make sense.
Dagobah.
Yoda,
Yoga.
Lord Yoga, Yoda is a very powerful Jedi and one that can easily be sensed, and we know that
Electric bats.
based in the prequels. Like he's very easy to spot for any Sith or Jedi trying to look.
What about Geonosis?
Geonosis, not really prominent. Although there is some speculation as to whether or not it might have had some corruption over the years. Dathomir is also another one that has prominence in dark side because I believe that's where the Night Sisters are.
You were watching a lot of Star Wars Theory.
That's not where I got it. I knew it beforehand.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
actually, what I was watching was like a lot of the recent comics that have been done in regards to Darth Vader. Because I don't know if people have noticed this, but Darth Vader's canon has gone so much further since the comics have gotten a hold of him. And now, it's not just that Vader is a bad guy anymore. It's also like they've redone his character so well that even though you know he's horribly, horribly evil, you want to know why he's horribly, horribly evil, if that makes sense. He's basically become a villain you love to hate. And so that's what I was basically looking into. I love that the expanded universe has also made Vader out to be kind of this multiple personality disorder for Anakin.
mm-hmm.
And so at that point, like the whole statement of Anakin Skywalker no longer exists, I destroyed him, takes a whole new level of writing. Is that he's not necessarily destroyed, he's just been sealed into the depths of Anakin's mind. And in the meantime, Alex is just like, I don't care, stop talking about Vader.
Yeah.
I thought you liked this stuff, Alex.
Shit. Fucking Blizzalfos. Fuck! Leave me alone!
Yes.
Well, you might as well kill it.
I can't! He's too strong and I'm too weak! And he keeps moving around like an asshole!
He does, in fact, keep moving around like an asshole.
And now there's a fucking sandstorm! Well, now they left me alone, so good.
Well, obviously, because, sandstorm. No, I actually, like, at some point, if I could actually track it all down, I'd probably give it to you, Alex, and see what you thought of some of the expanded lore that they've done for Vader. Because now he's not just like a one-note bad guy anymore. He's got lots of layers to him. Okay, so where are we aiming?
I'm heading for the tower, but now I lost sight of it.
Turn right. I just remember when I got into the mountains, I veered off and I had to turn right to finally get there.
Be quiet, wolf. Gourmet meat.
See, around this time is where I get the climbing armor, and oh, it's so helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I got the bandana, but I can't remember where the rest of the set is.
I think they're in shrines.
Well, yeah, they're all in shrines. I know that. I just don't remember what shrines.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you. I know one of them is in a Lanairu shrine, like in the Lanairu area.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember where the other one is.